Hi, welcome back to This Mama Loves, and today, when my camera pulls itself together, I'm just gonna do a quick chat and talk about my weigh-in for this week. So, first let me start off with, and I mentioned it in previous video, my husband finally decided to join Weight Watchers, and this is his first full week. So he did his official weigh-in at Weight Watchers, the same as my meeting. So he stayed for the meeting. So the girls were able to join us, and he, for his first week, he's lost about, I think, 6 to 8 pounds. I think he said he lost for his first week. But his first official weigh-in, like I said, was Saturday, which is my weigh-in day. And so from that point on is what there really is gonna count, Anyways, so I had heard what the topics were going to be about for this meeting, so I thought it would be a good meeting for him to sit in on, to see if he wants to continue going to meetings, see what he likes, blah blah blah. So he sat in. At first he was like, I don't know, I'm not a people person, blah 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 blah. But he sat in. He even participated in the meeting, which was amazing. And the topic was very on point, especially for him, because he's he's at a stage, obviously the beginning stage, where it's like, I gotta cut this out, I gotta cut that out, I gotta, but we just talked about more of what adjustments we can make. So that was good for him. His biggest thing, because he drives all day for work, he's so he stops a lot for fast food and things like that. I'm sorry, it's thirsty. So his adjustment is going to be that he's going to stop going to making all these gas station stops and drive-through stops. So for me, I think I'm starting to get to a point in my journey where making some of these substitutions are less difficult for me. I don't know how else to describe it. And if I look like I'm looking like all over, that's probably because I am. So that's just what it is. And my hair, I have my hair in a protective hairstyle and looking like one whole hot mess, but I don't want to take it out. I'm trying to keep it in until my wash day. So neither here nor there. So that's what the hat situation is. That's what that is. So I feel like I've come to a point where one, making these substitutions are not as difficult as they were before, or as challenging for me, but also having that small portion of something is becoming a little bit more easier for me. So like if I feel like a sweet tooth, I just have like that tiny little bite. I track it and I feel satisfied. So it's a lot of that I'm noticing. I'm still having issues with my late night snacking. That is still a thing for me. So that is something that I am really trying to work on. I have been reaching more for like fruits and things like that when I do get peckish. I've also have been trying to save more end of the day points, is what I'm calling it, so that it still kind of falls within my point range, because my late night snacking, when it gets real bad, can go over my daily points into my weeklies, and I can find myself at the end of the week with no weekly points left and chomping into fit points. So I'm really trying to work on that, and I had a major slip up the last 2 nights. Really bad. But prior to that, I was doing pretty good. So I'm gonna try. Still working on it. That's a work in progress. I think that's gonna be my biggest thing, because I'm up so late and I'm watching TV. Nobody's there. It's out of boredom, whatever it is, because I'm having trouble. A lot of times I have trouble sleeping, so I don't go to bed at a great hour. So that is something that's my biggest struggle right now. That's where that makes or break my week. If I'm gonna gain or if I'm gonna lose, it's that late night snacking for the most part. So that's something that I'm really, really struggling with. But I'm trying to keep the fruits options, low point snack options. I'm trying to reserve more. Sometimes, not like, oh my gosh, I need 10 points for snack, you know what I mean? But I'm trying to just at least have, like 4 or something by the end of the day, something like that. I have greatly increased our fruit grocery buying. My husband, some of the fruits I like, he likes apparently. So he's been trying to consume more fruits, which means I need to buy more fruit. And that's fine. The girls, they consume fruit like nobody's business. One of their snack options a day, because they get 3 snacks a day, 3 meals, 3 snacks, and one of the snacks have to be fruit. Plus, they also have to have fruit with typically lunch, but sometimes dinner if I don't give it to them for lunch. But usually it's lunch. They have to have fruit with that. So they're big fruit eaters. They like a wider variety of fruit than I do. So a lot of times we have, like, I'm not big on eating blueberries and watermelon, or no, I think that's really most of the fruit that they eat that I'm not big on. But the rest of the fruit we all like, the oranges, bananas, apples, strawberries, cherries, grapes, cantaloupe. Only my husband and I like, and so I've been buying a lot of cantaloupe lately too. So I'm gonna say for my weigh-in, let me check my app because I don't want to get it wrong. So when I weighed in on Saturday, and this is Monday, I don't know if this video is even gonna go up today or not, but we'll see. So my weigh-in Saturday, I lost 2.8 pounds. So I am currently at a total loss of 14.2 pounds. And, I've mentioned before, I started in April. I believe it was the last week of April. Yeah, it was the last week of April when I started. So I'm pretty much 9 months in. Yeah. Most people lose a lot more than that by then, but again, I had a lot of struggle with my food and, like I said, late night snacking, and just trying to get into that mindset of these healthier options and things like that. So I had a lot of weeks I would lose, and then I'd have a lot of weeks where I would gain. So my weight loss has been pretty slow, but I'm not mad at it. Because it's a loss. So I don't care how long it took. This year my goal is to try to remain more on track and to lose more than I did last year, or this time. By this time this year, I want to lose, I don't know. I don't want to set a number because I don't want to set myself up, maybe not for failure, but for disappointment. So I don't know if I really want to set a number, but my goal heading into February, I will set this target number at, and it's not going to be a big number, I don't think. by the end of February, I want to lose at least 5 pounds. So that is my goal. I'm going to try, because I'm looking at it as, to be honest, on average, I would say, obviously, besides the plus and minus, ups and downs, the gains and things like that, on average, I would say here and there, it's like a pound, less than a pound a week on average. I have a lot of weeks where it's less than a pound that I've lost. So, wow. Looking at my tracker, now I didn't do a weigh-in on December 7th, and I didn't do one on the 11th of this month because we had an ice storm, and I don't think the studio was open. I'm not sure. I don't think it was. I think I looked online and it wasn't open. Not 100% on that, but so missing 2 weigh-ins. All the rest of the weigh-ins I've had. So my last gain was November 11th, and that was 0.4 pounds. All the rest of those weigh-ins, barring the 2 that I missed, so I'm not counting, I don't know, I don't think I had a gain of either of those on my home scale, but I don't want to put that in my tracker. I have had losses. They've not all been big losses. I've had, I think my smallest loss was 0.4 pounds was my smallest loss. And my biggest loss was the 2.8, which I did this weekend. So I'm pretty proud of that. I did not notice that. That's exciting. So anyways, so that's my weigh-in for this week. My husband is riding that struggle bus right now. His biggest thing is tracking. It's not even the tracking. He can put the stuff in. It's weighing and measuring his food. I have found weighing and measuring to be very key. I weigh more than I measure. I measure things like creamer in my coffee. I'll measure, like, if I'm gonna make a peanut butter and toast, I use the Jif whips. I measure that. And I make sure I slide off so that's level, a level teaspoon, tablespoon, whatever I'm using. Those things I measure. If I'm cooking or something, I'm using flour, I do measure that, and that's level measures. But when it comes to, like, if I'm gonna have like a cup of rice or half a cup of rice, I weigh it instead of measuring. Foods like that, I weigh instead of measure. He cannot get in this habit. He'll go for a bowl of cereal, and I'm like, did you weigh or measure your cereal? No. Did you weigh or measure your milk? No. Looks like a cup. Doesn't look like a cup. Like, you can't just guess. You sit there. Like, he'll sit, like, we had Chinese for dinner last night. We decided to have Chinese takeout, and we saved most of our daily points. Plus, we knew we were going to go into weeklies. Fine with that. He tells me, in the serving, you get like the combination dinner. Because he'll sit and eat the whole thing. And he intended to do that. And so we tracked it. And he told me, that's like a cup of rice, if that they put in. I'm like, no way. Definitely not just a cup of rice. So I measured it. That I did measure in the measuring cup. And it is definitely not a cup of rice. It actually is just over a cup and a half of rice. But I measured his, because he likes the sweet and sour chicken. So I weighed his sweet and sour chicken. So we put it in as accurately as we can, based upon what they tell us takeout is. But different places, different recipes, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying. But as accurately as we could with what the app provided us, that's how I put it in. But it's just so funny. He's like, it looks like, and that's his measurement. To him, it's like, yeah, it looks like a cup, so it's a cup. So we're working on that. But I think that's it. We have brought more healthier snacks again for the girls. Since he's not really having much of those non-healthy snacks, I still buy some for him because I don't want him to feel deprived. I don't want him to feel like I can never have these things, because then that's it. He's gonna be like, I'm done with this. But the majority of the snacks are for the girls, and I got them stuff I'm not interested in. So that's that then. Alright, so that's my weigh-in. Thank you for watching, and I hope you come back soon.